Video is starting. I was almost late today because I was out walking on this beautiful, beautiful Black Friday. It sounds so mystical and wonderful and exotic and dangerous. And well, it's dangerous, all right. It's a very sexy name for a very materialistic thing. Okay, it's shopping day. Anyway, Constance made the most fantastic vegetarian Thanksgiving uh, dinner last night. We had dinner a little late because she was in the kitchen all day, and even before that, had to make cornbread for the cornbread stuffing, and it was so good. And we just ate absolutely too much, too late at night. Uh, but we had probably the best night's sleep. Too short, but deep that we've had since we moved to Sacramento. So anyway, we got off to a late start this morning. We always watch Democracy Now! On television in the morning because we never want to miss that. It's our favorite information show. But anyway, here we are. And so I was out on my walk this morning with my Book of Ordinary Oracles, and I asked myself, hey, since we've been playing with the Book of Ordinary Oracles, what would be a good thing for us to do the day after Thanksgiving and the beginning of the season where we're starting to think about what are we going to do next year. And it's a very oracular, fortune-telling-y kind of time of year. This is when I usually get most of my my yearly requests to do personal tarot readings over the telephone or Skype. And this year I've had to, because I have so much else that I have to do and prepare for and execute at all hours of the night for a series of Chinese or workshops that I do for Chinese students in December. So I've really had to limit how many tarot readings that I can book for December this year. So I hope if you were planning if you were routinely expecting to book a November or a December reading like many of you do, we're pretty much booked. You can still the calendar is pretty full for December. That being said, I consulted the oracle like we did for the last 2 days, and the thumbnail answer was, it's time to be generous with yourself. Here I am. Take me. But I also looked on the page that was on, and it was called the Playing Card Tarot and the Solitaire Oracle. Now, because I used to fly so much, and hopefully I'll live long enough to be able to feel I can safely fly around the world again. Very often I sit many hours on flights, and I get bored. And of course, I don't have my tarot deck with me, or uh, but almost every airline has their own special little pack of playing cards that if you ask the attendant, he or she will go up front and bring you back a deck of playing cards. And so as there are 52 of the tarot cards, 52 of the 56 cards of the Lesser Arcana of the Tarot are a deck of playing cards. And so that's what I did when I would use a deck of playing cards, and I would give myself a tarot reading. Now, over the years, I got even crazier, and I'd bring my tray table down, and I'd play a game of solitaire. And I'd play it until I would lose. And the four cards, or the possibility of a stack of four cards at the top, where each game of like Klondike solitaire would give me my random choice of cards for an answer. So I wrote a chapter about that in the Book of Ordinary Oracles. I'm not going to read the whole chapter, don't worry. But here's the point I'm trying to drive home is that the minor arcana of the tarot is one of those nearly perfect things I've talked about in chapter 2. It can, under the right conditions, serve as a powerful oracle. Anyone familiar with the sublime spiritual science art known as Kabbalah can tell you precisely why these cards are so nearly perfect. The four suits represent the four divisions of existence, the Kabbalistic worlds, and the four divisions of the human soul. These four divisions are further expressed by famous Kabbalistic schematic, the Tree of Life, with its 10 emanations of consciousness. And well, I think you get the picture. The four suits. It's very easy to see the four suits in the playing cards: clubs, hearts, spades, and diamonds. Now, well, hang on. Reflected in their tarot counterparts. Clubs are wands, hearts are cups, spades are swords, and discs or coins are diamonds. Now, if you've got a Mexican deck or a Spanish deck of tarot cards, the clubs are batons, okay, or sticks. It's a club. Okay, a club is a heavy wand. And the hearts are cups. Spades, the Romance root of the word sword is spada. Spades. And diamonds are discs or plates or coins. Deck of Mexican tarot cards, just flat out give them to you that way. Okay, the significator is the card that represents you when you read for yourself, or the querist, the person for whom you are reading. Usually the significator is the royal card that represents your birthday or birth date of the querist. Each of the royal cards follow the tarot tradition and rules a particular 30-degree period of the year, so each one of us is represented by one of 12 royal cards. Now, the princesses or the pages of a standard deck of tarot cards, There is no equivalent to the page or the princess in a modern deck of tarot cards. Somewhere along the line, they lost the character playing the final hey in Yod Hey Vav Hey. So we're stuck with a king, queen, and jack, which would be the father, mother, and son, or in the tarot, king, queen, and prince, or in like the tarot deck of Thoth and the tarot deck of Tarot Ceremonial Magic, it'd be knight, queen, and prince, which would be king, queen, jack in a deck of playing cards. Okay, here's how it works. Now, I posted this chart this morning. So if you were so uninclined to buy this book, I can't imagine anyone not wanting to buy this book if you don't have it. But just in case you are disinclined to support a struggling artist and his family for whom he has made no further provisions for his family's future, if you are disinclined to buy this book, then you can use that chart that I posted. So be generous with yourself was my message today. Okay. Here's how it works. First, you or the person for whom you're reading must have a specific question. Remember what we learned in chapter 2, and don't get suckered in by the old tell me what the cards have to say about me request. When the querist asks me something like that, I don't even shuffle the cards. I simply draw the first card off the top of the deck and lay it down. Then, no matter what card I draw, I say, the cards tell me there is no need to give you a card reading because without a question there can be no answer. You must leave my tent. I'm seldom that rude, okay? After settling on the exact wording of the question, write it down on a piece of paper along with the date, hour, and location of the reading. Take the cards in your left hand and invoke the superior intelligence of your choice. I, at least in the early years, used the classic Golden Dawn invocation that I wrote in chapter 2 of this book. If you had it, you could refer to it. Number 1, concentrate on the question while you or the querist shuffle the cards for 1 or 2 minutes. Once you're satisfied that the cards are thoroughly shuffled, set the deck face down on the table, and with your querists, or with your left or the querist's left hand, cut the cards in 2 piles. Place the bottom pile on top. Flip the entire deck face up on the table. Fan the cards from left to right in a large horseshoe. Practice this until you're able to create a beautiful arc of cards in one smooth, graceful movement. This can be a breathtaking and dramatic moment that announces in no uncertain terms that the magic has begun. Play it up for all it's worth. Without disturbing the order of the cards, locate the significator. That's the birthday card, one of the 12 court cards representing their birthday that you would have if you had this chart. Being careful to keep the cards in order, scoop the significator and all the cards to its right into a stack. With the card still facing up, the significator should be the bottom card of that stack. Still keeping the cards face up, restack the left portion of the horseshoe, being careful to keep the cards in order. Now you should have two stacks, both facing upwards. The right stack has the significator on the bottom. Place the left stack on top of the right stack and turn the whole deck over facing downwards. The significator now should be on the top of the deck. The first card you will turn over in your reading. In most readings, the significator is not read as part of the oracle. It is simply used, as outlined above, to find yourself or the querist in the deck and locate the mysterious place to cut the deck and start the reading. Okay, I go on to show, how to determine if you don't even have a deck of playing cards, but you have 3 dice or a roll of 3 dice, you can pick out a card by that using this handy chart. Of course, you could also use dominoes, okay, and I'll show you how to do that in the book too. Then I talk a little bit about which kind of spreads, and I talk briefly about this solitaire oracle. Okay, the last section here, which I won't feel necessary to read out loud to you, is the classic sort of tarot answers, at least how I've abbreviated the thumbnail classic divinatory meanings of the tarot cards. I do the same thing with the Knight of Clubs, the Queen of Clubs, the Jack of Clubs, the Ace of Clubs, etc., etc. So we've got King, Queen, Jack, and then Ace through 10 of the small cards of each set, of each suit. So that's all we're going to discuss about that today. I think we've gone long enough. The next chapter, which I always get a kick out of the title, is probably the longest title of a chapter that I've ever written. How to be truthful to yourself when reading your own cards, or the tarot of painful truth, or wake up and smell your own coffee, or stop pulling the wool over your own eyes, or if I'm such a great fortune teller, why do I drive a 1977 Volkswagen? Okay, get out there and shop. I know you're going to do that today. It's Black Friday. I'll see you tomorrow for Saturday morning cartoons with Lon. Until then, continue to be good to yourself and be good to each other. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law, love under will.